Hello and welcome everyone. You are watching Checks and Balance. My name is Sahil Murli Meghani. Our focus today is Nupur Sharma and Naveen Jindal's remarks on the Prophet, which have upset people in this country and badly dented India's image at the international level. More than a dozen countries have condemned the remarks. Indian diplomats have been scrambling to placate these countries, but the storm is far from over. Having embarrassed India, the BJP is trying to fool everyone by calling Nupur Sharma and Naveen Jindal fringe. In this episode, we'll expose that lie with facts and prove that if Sharma and Jindal are fringe, then so are Narendra Modi, Amit Shah, Yogi Adityanath, and scores of these top BJP leaders. In this episode, we will strictly use BJP and Modi government's definition that those who make derogatory remarks against Muslims are fringe and do not represent the government of India's views. So, with this rule in place, I present to you the BFP or Bhartiya Fringe Party. If Nupur Sharma is fringe, so is Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
अगर कब्रिस्तान बनता है तो गांव में स्मशान भी बनना चाहिए। ये आग लगाने वाले कौन हैं? वो उनके कपड़ों से ही पता चल जाता है।
If Nupur Sharma is fringe, then so is UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath.
अब्बा जान कहने वाले राशन हजम कर जाते थे।
80 बनाम 20 का होगा। 80% समर्थन एक तरफ होगा, 20% दूसरी तरफ होगा, और मुझे लगता 80% सकारात्मक ऊर्जा के साथ आगे बढ़ेंगे। 20% हमेशा विरोध किए हैं, विरोध करेंगे।
If Nupur Sharma is fringe, then so is Home Minister Amit Shah.
मित्रों, बटन दबाओ तब इतने गुस्से के साथ दबाना कि बटन यहाँ बाबतपुर में दबे, करंट शाहीन बाग के अंदर लगे।
For context, Shaheen Bagh is where members of the Muslim community were protesting against the CAA. If Nupur Sharma is fringe, so is this minister in the government of India.
ये आपको तय करना है कि दिल्ली में राम जादव की सरकार बनेगी या हराम जादव की सरकार बनेगी, आपको ट्रेन फैसला करना है।
If Nupur Sharma is fringe, so is Sadhvi Pragya, member of India's parliament from the ruling party, PM Modi's BJP.
वाजिल ढांचा जो गिराया गया, उसको गिराने को भी आपने गर्व
मैं बिल्कुल गई थी, ये मैंने कल भी कहा है, मैं उससे बिल्कुल नहीं पलट रही क्योंकि मैं गई थी, ढांचा तोड़ा था और मैं भव्य मंदिर बनाने जाऊंगी, बिल्कुल।
She by the way enjoys the PM's total support.
आपने हमेशा ये कहा है जीरो टॉलरेंस टू टेरर, तो फिर सवाल ये उठता है कि आपकी पार्टी ने साध्वी प्रज्ञा को, एक टेरर अक्यूज्ड को सर, जो कि आतंकवाद की आरोपी हैं, उनको टिकट क्यों दिया?
अच्छा, प्रज्ञा के खिलाफ कोर्ट ने भी, ये लोग गए, कोर्ट ने भी कह दिया वो चुनाव लड़ सकती है, और वो एक सिंबल है। ये हिंदू टेररिज्म करके भारत की हजारों साल की विरासत को आपने जो बदनाम किया, उसको सामने से ललकारना चाहिए।
Oh my God! If Nupur Sharma is fringe, then so is Anurag Thakur, who holds 3 important ministries in Modi's government.
गद्दारों को गोली मारो, सालों को, देश के गद्दारों को पीछे तक आवाज आनी चाहिए, गिरिराज जी को सुनाई दे। देश के गद्दारों को, देश के गद्दारों को, देश के गद्दारों को।
If Nupur Sharma is fringe, then so is another member of India's parliament from PM Modi's political party, Sakshi Maharaj.
अयोध्या मथुरा काशी में छोड़ो, दिल्ली की जामा मस्जिद तोड़ो, अगर सीढ़ियों में मूर्तियां न निकले तो मुझे फांसी पर लटका देना। आज भी कायम हूं अपने स्टेटमेंट पर। मर्जी से नहीं करते, कुछ मुस्लिम लड़के अपना नाम बदल करके, रूप बदल करके, हिंदू का परिवेश बना करके हिंदुओं की लड़कियों को अपने प्रेम जाल में फंसाते हैं। इसके लिए अरब कंट्रीज से पैसा आता है, वहां आतंकवाद की शिक्षा दी जाती है, काहे को अलग अलग ये मदरसा बोर्ड बना रखे हैं? जैसे हमारा एक यूपी बोर्ड है, अगर मदरसा बोर्ड हो तो एक बोर्ड होना चाहिए और उस पर सरकार का नियंत्रण होना चाहिए। जैसे हमारे यहाँ बढ़िया बढ़िया शिक्षा दी जाती है, ऐसी बढ़िया बढ़िया शिक्षा मदरसों में भी मुस्लिम बच्चे बच्चियों को दी जानी चाहिए। केवल उनको वो कुरान की शिक्षा दे करके और आतंकवादी बनाना, जिहादी बनाना, ये राष्ट्र के हित में नहीं है।
Fringe. If Nupur is fringe, then so is this BJP MLA from Bihar.
1947 में देश का विभाजन हुआ धर्म के नाम पर, उनको दूसरा देश मिल गया, वो दूसरे देश में चले जाएं। अगर यहाँ रह रहे हैं तो मैं सरकार से मांग करता हूँ कि उनके वोटिंग राइट को समाप्त कर दिया जाए और वो दूसरे स्तर के नागरिक बन के भारत में रह सकते हैं।
ऐसा क्यों करें?
So either the Prime Minister, the Home Minister, UP Chief Minister, 2 more ministers in PM Modi's cabinet, and BJP's 3 members of parliament are all fringe and do not represent the government of India, or the government of India lied to all Arab and Muslim countries, and in reality these views are indeed the views of the Modi government. It has to be one of these two things. So which one is it? Please answer, Prime Minister. And it's not that much has changed. Many in the BJP are still covertly or overtly still backing Nupur Sharma. Yes, the fringe. Take a look at BJP MP Sadhvi Pragya defending Nupur even after the latter's suspension.
हमारे हिंदू देवी देवता सनातन के मूल धर्म जो हैं उन पर अगर कोई कुठाराघात करता है तो हम भी किसी की असलियत बताएंगे, और हमारी असलियत तुम बता दो, हमें स्वीकार है, लेकिन तुम्हारी असलियत हम बता रहे हैं तो क्यों तकलीफ है? इसका मतलब कहीं ना कहीं इतिहास गंदा है।
Let's talk about another lie from the government of India. In statement after statement, the Indian government is telling the world that it has acted against the fringe. That is, it has acted against Nupur Sharma and Naveen Jindal. Where is the action? Sorry? The BJP has merely suspended Nupur Sharma for 6 years and sacked Naveen Jindal. This is a political party's disciplinary action. The police in Delhi has filed a case, but that is likely a tactic to take the matters out of the hands of the police in the opposition ruled states. Tell me, where is the action taken by the government of India? Journalists, activists and other critics of the Modi government have been arrested on flimsier grounds while it's been over 2 weeks, and neither of these two leaders have been arrested. To see the BJP cracking down on those indulging in hate speech and suddenly sound secular has attracted this reaction from people.
जनता को आप मूर्ख समझना बंद कर दीजिए। इस प्रकार की बचकाना बातें किसी के गले नहीं उतरती, लोग मजाक उड़ाते हैं।
So what is the real reason then? The whole thing is that कि भैया सबसे बड़ा रुपया, सबसे बड़ा डॉलर, or should I say सबसे बड़ा दिरहम, industrialists who have benefited the most in 8 years of Modi government have huge investments in Gulf countries. Habibi. Not just that, top business companies of India sell Indian products in Gulf countries. In fact, Gulf's 85% food and 93% cereals come from India. And unlike oil, these are not exclusive products. So, if Gulf decides to boycott these products, and there are already boycott calls being raised by many in these countries, they can always find a substitute to these Indian products. Top Make in India brands like Fab India, Bikanerwala, Tanish and Kalyan Jewelers have stores owned by Indians with Indian employees in the Middle East. Malabar Gold, a top Indian jewelry brand, in fact has roughly 100 stores in the Gulf region. Several top restaurants and stores, retail stores in the Gulf are owned by Indians with scores of Indian employees working in these stores. The sheer volume of trade is gigantic. 3 of India's top 5 trading partners are from the Gulf. The UAE is India's 3rd largest partner. Saudi Arabia is 4th. And Iraq is India's 5th largest trading partner. Qatar, in fact, is India's most important supplier of natural gas, 41%. of India's natural gas comes from there, and another 11% comes from UAE. More than 60% of India's crude oil imports come from the Gulf countries, and a deeper analysis of this data tells us this is how it has remained for the last 15 years. So, if you're getting those WhatsApp forwards informing you how Modi ji has been gradually reducing dependency on Gulf for oil, and once that is over, India will be a master of its own, then sorry to inform you, but this data tells us that the bitter reality is that India cannot do without Gulf Mitro. In fact, recently we had exposed how Sudarshan TV, which otherwise keeps spewing hatred against Muslims, Arab and Muslim countries, had agreed to embrace them. When pretending to be a Dubai-based businessman, I lured Sudarshan's management with money. Be it that expose or the BJP's action against Nupur Sharma, in both it's clear that the BJP and its ecosystem will not shy away from abandoning its own faulty ideology and supporters when it comes to money. The BJP, which has not acted against so many of its leaders, indulging in communal campaigns and much more against Muslims, didn't waste even a minute to dump Nupur Sharma when the Gulf teamed up to express its ant. The BJP cares neither for the ideology it harps on or its supporters and members. All that it cares for is, if you know, you know. By the way, Nupur Sharma is no fringe. She was the national spokesperson of the BJP. She was fielded by the BJP against Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal in 2015 assembly elections. She was regularly spotted with top BJP leaders. And look what we found. She's followed on Twitter by Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi. Why is Indian Prime Minister following a fringe element? Maybe the answer lies in this. After this controversy, Nupur in this interview to an anti-Muslim fake news website revealed that she received calls from the Prime Minister's office, the Home Minister's office, BJP President's office, and that they were rallying behind her.
I'm in constant touch. The first people to actually call me after this blew out of proportion on Friday evening was actually a call from the Honorable Home Minister's office. And even though he's been traveling for work, he was out of Delhi till today. I have been in touch with his office every day, and I'm in touch with the party president's office as well. Devendra Fadnavis ji called to say, "Don't worry, beta, we are with you. We are all here with you." So the senior leadership, be it the Prime Minister's office, the Honorable Home Minister's office, be it the party president's office, they're all rallying behind me.
It's shameful how the BJP covered up this scandal for a week, because that's when the real damage was done. Be it COVID or cancer or the hate virus. The more you delay its treatment, the more damage it does. That's exactly what has happened in this whole saga. Nupur was called out for her remarks on May 27th. Her instant response was a false claim that the clip in which she could be seen making offensive remarks was edited. There was outrage on social media and even in international media for days. Many demanded action against Nupur Sharma, but the BJP ignored things for over a week. If instead of ignoring it, the BJP had acted against Nupur Sharma, then India wouldn't have been embarrassed at the international level. Today, the world is looking at us with disgust. Yes, because of this controversy. With disgust. If only the BJP would have heard cries of Muslims, activists, sane individuals, journalists to crack down on hate, India would have been saved from this loss of face. But then, for our fringe in chief, Narendra Modi, all that matters is political calculations. Thanks for watching.
Get a sneak peek of exclusive content before everyone else. For channel members only. Memberships start at ₹89. Hit the join button below.